Hi, I'm Mary Rogers, and this is the Cuisinart Prep 11 Plus 11 cup food processor. It's a great size for your kitchen. It's big enough to doing entertaining, but also a nice size for cooking during the week for your family. I'll show you some of the great features it has. First, we'll start out with the nice base, and it has a nice finish to it. Has touchpad controls, so it's really easy to keep clean and wipe up if you happen to spill anything on your food processor. Has four main functions. It has the on function. It also has the off function. Has a pulse function, which we recommend that you use, especially if you're just getting started, because it allows you, especially when you're chopping and slicing and shredding, to control the consistency of your food. The other feature is your dough feature, and the dough feature is designed so that when you're doing anything such as heavy doughs, such as a sweet dough or a pizza dough or any type of yeast-based doughs, it actually senses a load on the motor and it goes to a lower RPM speed so that you always get a beautiful artisan-style finish on your doughs. So it has an induction motor. Like I said, it takes up very little counter space. It's extremely efficient. Let me show you some of the accessories that come with the product. First is your chopping blade. This is one of the pieces that you'll probably use a lot. You'll get a lot of use out of it. Always hold it by the hub. That's this plastic part. Never touch it by the blade. The other thing that you should know about this is that it has, it really fits very tightly with this work bowl. So it's very, very efficient, and you can chop something as small as a clove of garlic, or you can do a whole big batch of herbs. You can mix meatloaf or anything for meatballs. It's very, very efficient, so that's what we call the chopping blade. The other thing that comes with your food processor with this model is a special dough blade. It's made out of blunt stainless steel. It has curves to it, and it also has like an undulation. Always hold it by the hub. Also, it's not sharp, but it's designed specifically to work with this dough feature that I mentioned to you so that you get a beautifully finished yeast-based dough. The other items that come with your food processor is your slicing disc. And always mount your slicing disc, mount your stem onto your slicing disc by laying the disc on the counter. Line up the two arrows, hold it by the edge, and twist and turn to lock it into place. To remove it, there's a white lever here. You pull up, you twist, and you turn, and that's how you disengage it. Like I mentioned, always hold your discs by the outer rim, and that's just for your own safety. These are perfectly balanced. They're made out of beautiful stainless steel. All of these pieces that are removable, including your work bowl, your stem adapter, everything is dishwasher safe, so cleaning up is so simple and easy. And the last item that I want to just mention to you is the spatula. It's designed with a really flat edge on the side. I'm going to show you why. Just open the lid, and this flat edge fits against the flat edge of your BPA-free work bowl, so it's really easy to scrape down the sides. And then lastly, something that you should get a lot of use out of is we include a how-to DVD with the food processor, and that's really important because it shows you all the tips and techniques and recipe demonstrations that are important for you to watch, because you'll get the most use out of your food processor by doing that. So with that, I wanted to just show you a simple and easy recipe that's going to use both the chopping feature and the slicing feature of this food processor, and it happens to be green beans with shallots. So let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to slice our green beans. So basically I'm going to take the cover off the disc, and like I mentioned to you, always mount the blade by holding it on the counter and turning it. The other thing is, if you match the icon on top with the shape of the stem, it's really easy to put the slicing blade onto your food processor. You're going to twist the bowl, remove the feed tube, and we're actually going to put these string beans in the feed tube sideways. And you're going to see what happens. You would think, why would you put these in here sideways? But you're going to see how beautiful this comes out. So we're going to fill it up. And you can see, just how generous amount of a portion of string beans you can put in there before you get going. And then all you're going to do is you're going to get yourself ready. You're going to put the feed tube inside the machine, and then you're going to use the pulse button, and look how quickly we're going to slice up these green beans. Isn't that amazing? I'm going to do the rest of them. So basically in 2 steps. Put those in, lay them sideways, like I mentioned. And I love to make string beans at home, so this is a really neat, different way to prepare string beans. So there we go. I'm going to remove the lid. And also the really nice thing about this lid is this is a little hidden feature sometimes people don't discover, is if you turn it upside down, it's so perfectly balanced that it'll actually sit there for you and it won't get your counter dirty. The other thing you can do is that when you're moving on to another step, you can put your disc right in there and it doesn't get your countertop dirty. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dump these out so you can see how beautiful they came out. See how amazing that they all came out really, really efficiently sliced. Really came out beautiful. So I'm just going to scrape this down really quick and get out the last little bits. Don't worry about the little itty bitty bits that are left on the bottom. They'll get incorporated with the shallots. I'm going to put that back on the base. I'm going to put in the S chopping blade, and now I'm going to add the shallots. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to transfer that there, put this on here, and then once again I'm going to use pulse just so you can see how it works, but you're going to pulse these up until they get nice and finely chopped. A little bit more. I'm going to twist and turn that. I'm going to just, take this out so that you can see how nicely they came together. The other thing is there's another trick you can do in the bottom of your work bowl. If you hold your finger into the blade, you can actually hold it in place while you're taking out the ingredients, and this way it doesn't fall out of your work bowl on you. So I just wanted you to see how beautifully chopped those came out. And then the next step for this I'm going to do, you can do it yourself. It's really simple and easy. How you finish off this dish is you put a little bit of olive oil in a saute pan. You saute your shallots and your string beans. Add the salt and pepper that I have here. Add 6 tablespoons of water. Then you're going to cover the string beans. Let them cook for a few minutes. And when they're finished, you're going to incorporate this balsamic vinegar with it, and that's all going to come together with a beautiful dish. It's a nice new way to serve string beans, really tasty and delicious. There's so many creative things that you can do with your food processor in the kitchen, so why don't you go ahead and get started.